Hi, I'm Lindsay and welcome to my channel about all things paper crafting related. And today I am working with some digital files from Calico Collage called Fairy Forest. And I'm making kind of a large tag embellishment that we can either put on the front of a 5x7 card or a 4x6 card, or use as a big tag itself in a junk journal, in a loaded bag, in any kind of happy mail. You know, you could write on the back, you could slip it in a pocket, you could glue it on a card. It's a big embellishment. It's almost the size of my hand. This is one that I completed, and I used some background paper with some Molly and Rex paper pad from Michaels. So here's another one we're going to be doing. This here is the file, part of the Fairy Forest file. And I just took a tag punch, pardon me, and punched out part of that file. And this is a punch, and I added some embellishments and things on it. So we're going to make a couple today, just kind of see my process and, you know, how I put something like this together. So first I just cut this out, my silhouette portrait. It's a tag, one of the tag ones off the Silhouette Design Store. I just narrowed it and made it a little bigger. And so I start with that as a base. And then this is what we're going to be using on it. This is Calico Collage Fairy from Fairy Forest. So that's our fairy. And I do want to use, I just grabbed a whole bunch of little goodies, and we'll see what fits on here well and what doesn't. Okay, so we're gonna start pretty much I just play around with it and try to find a placement that I like. I used some Wink of Stella, which is kind of like a light glitter brush, and I like to put that on this I don't know what this is, spiral, kind of like a spiral. And that just gives a shimmer and shine to it. This is just the clear Wink of Stella. And I think that adds some dimension since there is no pattern on it. And I didn't want to use too much pattern paper because we already have a pattern paper background and we're adding a patterned graphic to it. So this will just add some interest and texture. The nice thing about it is it dries super fast, so I don't really have to worry about that. Okay. I don't know if I want to layer on top. Okay, I kind of like that. Grab my glue. I'm just using an Elmer's washable glue pen, school glue pen. I got these, I think it was a pack of 2 or 3 at the Dollar Tree. It's pretty decent. I like that it has a pretty thin tip. It's not my favorite, but honestly, I'm just trying to use it up. I kind of put this off to the side, you know, just not straight on. Just a little bit like that. Layer up. Okay. Stick that on there. Okay, let's see. What do we want to add? Got some banners here that I thought were pretty. Okay. Just glue them down. A lot of times, if I try to overthink it, I don't like the results as much as if I just go with my initial gut feeling. You know, I probably grabbed too many pieces here. Oh, I actually kind of like that. I kind of wanted a lot going on without too much pattern, but who knows, I might be getting a little too much. There we go. Okay. I don't have to use all the pieces, obviously. That's probably going to be a little much. Pretty much when I'm making embellishments like I'm doing here, I just keep fiddling around until I like the way it looks. There we go. I love that. See, I was not planning, I grabbed the butterfly at the last second when I was grabbing things here. but just slipping it there in the petals, and I'll glue it in so it doesn't fall out. It adds, you know, we're at 3D. It adds almost, I mean, I know you can't really add a 4th dimension, but yeah, it adds a little bit more to it. Hot glue would be better for this. This is going to take a little bit to dry, but that's okay. I've got time. I will be putting these in a loaded bag that I'm doing kind of a floral pink and green spring theme. Okay. There. I'm pretty happy with that. There we go. There's that one. And that would be beautiful on a card. You could ink the edges like I did on this one. I just put some green ink around the edges, also around the edges of the tag. And you know, you could add extra ribbon up here, but I have so much going on over here. I don't want to, you know, and it's going to look like ribbon sticking out of her hair. So I don't want to do that. So I like that right there. Okay, let's do one more together. This time we have a different background. I glued this craft card to some pink cardstock just to kind of give it 2 colors and make it really sturdy. And then we're going to do this one here. It's part of a moth, and then it says happiness. See, I've got some washi here. I might make some washi stripes. I never really know what I want to do until I do it. Let me grab all my goodies I grabbed. Okay, let's just start fiddling. A lot of times, I just like to commit. Like, I don't even wait till I put the whole thing together. Once I see that I like something, what direction it's going, a lot of times I just go ahead and commit to it, and I go ahead and glue it down even before I know what I'm doing with everything else. That way, it keeps me going in a direction, and it keeps me, I don't know, almost accountable to finishing it and not overthinking it. Because, yes, if I overthink things, I will never get anything done. I did bring my hot glue gun. It is battery powered. However, I feel the batteries are running out. So yeah, it's not doing anything. So let's hope that this Elmer's glue will hold down ribbon. Go. It should. Might just take a little bit to dry. Hot glue would be almost instant. Actually, that held really well. And then this bow. Like I said, I didn't really plan this out before. I just grabbed a bunch of things that I liked the way they looked. Literally, it took me like 30 seconds to grab everything. These are just pieces of like an upholstery fabric from like a wallpaper sample book or something like that. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, from like a wallpaper sample book or something like that. I actually got them at Goodwill, and I thought they had a ton of texture, so I cut them up into little pieces and made embellishments with them a couple months ago, and I don't know if that's too much going on or not. Let's see. Normally I do not have this much going on, but honestly, this time I'm just like, glue all the things. I think we'll leave this pink thing off this time. It's not really what's floating my boat. Okay. I've been really into these clusters of like 3 or more embellishments on my projects and like having them totally different. And I didn't bring it with me, but I would suggest putting a tiny little like enamel dot or something right there in the middle a brad or an enamel dot or something like that to finish it off. But I love this one. I really like how that came out. So that's all we're making, but here's the one I made and then the two we made together. So pretty much I took the digital file from Calico Collage, the Fairy Forest, and I just took the tag punch and I just started punching what I thought looked good. I have a few other ones. I just didn't bring them here. And then I just started grabbing papers and embellishments that I thought went with it. And here we've made, you know, a totally new, huge embellishment that we can put on cards or in anything else and use for lots of different projects. The one thing about digital files that's amazing is there's so many ways. Like, okay, if you go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and you buy, you know, an ephemera sheet, a paper pack, something like that, you use it, it's gone, you'd have to go buy more. With the digital collections, you can print them, and then, you know, this beautiful fairy, you know, I put her on a tag, but she's much bigger. And there's flowers and everything on the original sheet. So you could do that as more the main, you know, the big background and then add flowers. You could, you know, use her for the whole front of a card. You can repurpose them in so many ways because you can reprint. So these are, and this is one of my February design team projects for Calico Collage. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Please subscribe and like this video. Follow me on Instagram and check out our Facebook group. Everything is down in the comments below, in the description box below. So check that out. Also where you can get this digital file and more from Calico Collage.